All right, we're gonna get started. So Shalom Yahabashim Yahshua to all the men. Shalom Yahushua Allah Thun Bahashim Yahushua to all the sisters. All right, this is the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jerry Hunter. Right, and we're not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. We're not affiliated with any other. This is not what we're about to teach. It's not religion. This is that's not what this is, right? This Bible is not religion. It's not religious. It's nothing like that, right? It's just a flat out truth, right? And this is for our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And this is the this book was given to you, right? All the laws, all the statutes, the covenant, right, was given to you, but yet you don't know that. Why? Because our oppressor has fooled us into thinking that we're nothing but what? Nothing but spicks, spooks, wetbacks, niggas. That's all they see us as, right? They see us as, what's the word? They look at us like filthy rags, you know. That's how they look at us, and we eat it up. And because of Stockholm syndrome, we rather join with them rather than separate ourselves and join with our God, right? Rather than to follow and to look up to our face our God, right? We'll rather face them and turn our back on the Most High, right? Which really has never helped us. As you can see, like that's why it's very important that you open up this book and you read the records. You read the records of how we came out of every oppression, how we came out of every captivity, how we came out of Egypt, right? What was going on during Egypt? There was a Jew smiting, so like there was a Egyptian smiting a Jew, and then when Moses came out, he seen what a Egyptian smiting a Jew, and then from there he came the second time, and now he's seen his brother fighting with his own brother. So, which is the same thing that's going on today, right? You see police brutality, and you see black on black crime, right? You see brothers fighting with each other, right? Now, what's the solution with that? You know, Coming into the ISUPK. That's one of the solutions. Second is separating yourself from the enemy. That's the biggest part, right? Because nobody wants to separate our nobody. It's like it. Brothers in the world believe that they have a chance, or I would say that, right? They have a chance of making it right in the same table as their oppressor, when really, when you're sitting at their table, they still treat you as what? Three-fifths of a man. They still see you as a slave. They don't see you as their equal. Why? Because they're looking for that one traitor. They're looking for that one traitor, and trying to test you in everything, right? Trying to test and see if you are worthy of serving us. And what does it mean by that? Right? What do I mean by that? I mean, if you're serving the oppressor, meaning if you're helping the oppressor, you're destroying your people. Look at what Jesse Jackson did. Before running for president, he started saying how abortion was, wrong. It was an abomination. But now, because he needed those donations from Planned Parenthood, and because he was running for president, he ended up switching his stance from, you know, from I would put it like this: from a righteous, way to a wicked way, right? Now instead of serving the Most High, now instead of saying what's right, I would say, right, instead of saying what the right thing to say, standing on the truth, he'll rather stand for his paper, for his bread, for his position, against his people, do his people wrong, teaching what women that it's your body, you know, you should be free to do whatever you want with your body, right? Which is an evil thing, which is why most of us are oppressed in this society, right? Why most of us are destroyed, why most of us don't have knowledge of our identity, of our God, of the scriptures. Why? Because we follow men like that, like those, right? Like Jesse Jackson, like like every other leader that we thought that could help us or save us, and really ends up being a traitor, right? You thought Nick Cannon was gonna help you, right? You thought Nick Cannon was gonna, oh damn, Nick Cannon hit him some hard, some truth. And then what do? They take away his bills, they take away his money, they take away his his show. Now he has to go, spread his cheeks to the white man, the Salakia, the uh Amalek, to the so-called Jew, to the Jewish man, to the the imposter. He has to go and beg and cry. And now it makes us look weak, right? Men like those shouldn't lead, right? That's why it's very important that you understand who the real leaders of Israel are, which is in the ISUPK under Command Jerry Han. Those are the only men worthy to lead, because the men in here, we don't compromise the truth. We don't compromise the love of the Most High for any other, for whatever they have to offer, right? We don't compromise. Even when you come in here, that's the thing. When you come in here, you get 90 days to shed yourself from the world. Why? Because when you come in here, and the things that you're gonna have to apply in your life is gonna is so much it's gonna affect the people around you. Meaning, you're gonna have to avoid birthdays. You're gonna have to avoid birthday gifts or Mother Day's gift, right? You're gonna have to avoid, these celebrations, right? Which the world sees as, as as good, but really it's an evil and wicked thing against the Most High, because you're worshiping other gods, right? But not to go too much off topic, right? All that, right? Starting off something small like that will prepare you for the battle that you're about to get yourself into, right? And when you come in here, it takes a lot of selflessness, right? It takes a lot of, now it takes a lot of love for your people, right? It takes a lot of, what's the word? It takes more, like I said, selflessness, right? Meaning you don't think about what you want, right? You think about what the Most High wants first, and you think about what can help your people, right? Because when you're in the world, that's all you think about is, how do I profit off of this? Which is what Nick Cannon did. How am I gonna profit of, me telling the truth? He didn't he wasn't profiting nothing. So what he ended up doing was, you know what? I'm not gonna follow, I'm not gonna lead, I'm not gonna be a leader, I'm not gonna say the truth. I'm gonna just say I'm gonna be a puppet to the oppressor. Right? Give me Zephaniah 2:1, if I could. All right. And that's very important, man. It's very important that when you, like I said, not every man is built to lead, man. And thank the Most High for Commander Jerry Hunter for holding up that torch and having that basically building that way for all these men that came under him, for us, to be to have role models. Come on, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't have role models outside of you. This, like, that's like the only role models that I see is Commander Jerry Hunter, all the generals, General Hazayan, all the generals, General Muhammad, like the captains, right? All these captains, these officers, these brothers, these are the only brothers that I see worthy enough to be around, to follow, to, to give my loyalty to. Because, I mean, look at everything that's been going on. Look at how long, yeah, we were just talking about this not too long. Look at how long the school's been up, and look at every other organization, and look into their organization and see what they have, see all the flaws they've the wrong things that they are doing to their own people. Like, come on, like, who would let their sister? It's like, you know what? I ain't gonna go into it, right? But give me that real quick.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired, right? And what's this class about? This class is mostly about gathering ourselves together, right? The thing that our oppressor would hate the most is to have you find out that your biggest strength is coming together. That to weaken your enemy is to separate from him and to come together with your own brother. Coming together with so-called Mexicans, the so-called Hispanics, the so-called natives, the so-called Negro, the so-called Haitian, so-called Puerto Rican, Dominican, right? Together with your people, right? The 12 tribes, right? The lost 12 tribes, together with them, and separate yourself from the oppressor. It will, I'm telling you, man, this kingdom will fall in a day,
right?
In a second. You'll see, Wall Street, fall. You'll see all of America's their whole empire fall overnight. Tonight, it could fall. If you just would stop celebrating Christmas, stop celebrating Thanksgiving, stop celebrating everything that they offer you, stop getting that gift that destroyed the heart, then you would gain wisdom. Then you would look at the oppression that has been built on your people, and you will see and be like, man, this is not this is not where this is not how we're supposed to be living. No man should live like this, in fear of another man. Come on, like, how are you so afraid of this man who can barely stand in the sun, who can barely, this man, what did second, these people, these heathen who have been regarded as nothing, have became, Lord, and began to devour us. Became these people who are nothing. They're like a drop of a bucket. They're like unto spittle. Right? These other nations, that's all they are. They're like spittle. They're like a drop of a bucket. But yet, you look at them as something greater. You know why? Because they all come together and they make themselves great. But you divide yourself. You separate yourself from your own people. So how can you be great? Read that again.
Okay. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Right. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. If you don't gather yourselves together, then we're left with not desired. We're left with just nothing. We are not strong. We don't stand against our enemies. And believe me when I say this, we have too many enemies to be separated from each other.
Right.
We have too many enemies. Look at the Arabs and look at what America did with their enemy. They helped them. But yet the Haitians, no, they gotta ride on horses with a whip and oppress the children of God. The children of God are being oppressed in America. Give me Zephaniah so I can give me Jeremiah chapter 32. Actually start at 23. Give me 23 and verse 7.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Verse 8. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country.
Right, the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country. Keep going.
And from all countries whither I had driven them.
Right. Why did the Most High drive us to these other countries? Because he was angry with us. Because he was against us. Because of the things that we were worshiping and the things that we were doing, the Most High was not with us. So therefore, he drove us to these other countries, right? And we worshiped a God that was not of our own, and that destroyed us. But now we have men and prophets that are coming out into the streets and teaching you the truth according to who you are, right? According to this Bible, right? And that is supposed to bring you closer to the Most High. It's supposed to have basically, like, I don't think people in the world understand the strength that comes with having the Most High as your right hand. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, the Most High being on the right side of you can benefit so many things. It's just like, I mean, look at all these stories and how we escaped Egypt. Now look at America and think how the Most High will save us from this bondage, from America, from the horde that sits upon many waters. Imagine, like, it seems impossible, right? It seems impossible because we even tried it for ourselves, but yet we still here, right? But that's because we didn't have the righteous leadership.
That's right.
We don't have that right leadership that is willing to guide us the right way and to stay, like, to stay disciplined enough. Come on, like I'm telling you, man, these men, the men in the ISUPK are built different, man. These brothers are built different, and you know how they say Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with, UPK ain't nothing to fuck with.
That's right.
The ISUPK ain't nothing to mess with, man. Like, I'm telling you, like, look at, like, for instance, like a small story like the Kentucky 8, right? Look at what the brothers went through, and look at how they came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they came out, like, I'm telling you, like, the Most High was with them. And that's the thing, though, right? When the Most High is with you, man, it's nothing There's nothing impossible for you to do. Nothing that that you think that you can't do with the Most High with you, man. You can do anything, right? Give me for instance, give me or actually just finish that real quick.
Okay. In the verse 8, Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 8, in the verse 8. And they shall dwell in their own land. Verse 9. Mine heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I'm like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine hath overcome, because of the Most High, and because of the words of his holiness.
Right.
For the land is full of adulteries. For because of swearing the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right.
Right.
For both prophet and priest are profane.
Are what?
Are profane.
Keep going.
Yea, in my house have I found their wickedness, saith the Most High.
Right, saith the Most High, man. Like, understand this, man. If our people were to understand who to follow, we wouldn't be suffering the way we would today, right? If I'm gonna repeat this again, if we would understand that Commander Jerry Hunter was the righteous man to follow, man, we wouldn't be suffering the way we are right now. I'm telling you, like I said, man, these men, it's a whole different. It's another level of honor, integrity, morals. Like that's what we keep in here, man. The law, and with the law in effect, man, I'm telling you, no harm can be done to the children of Israel in here, man. Like, when have you ever heard of an African eating a sister in here? Never.
Right.
When have you ever heard of an old man, of an adult trying to court a young child in here?
Right.
Never. When have you ever heard of men keeping the Passover, a high holy day, right? A feast unto the Lord in a strip club in here? Never. But yet you're gonna hear this outside, right? And they're always gonna put that stain on us. Why? Because they think that because the world believes that it's all the same thing, right? No, it's not all the same thing. Understand this. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group.
That's right.
We stay completely separate. I'm telling you, if it's not of the ISUPK, it's not the truth. We are the home of the truth. Understand that, right? Just like when that brother was trying to kill all the fake Jews, man. They were trying to say, oh, you guys are the ones doing that. Oh, you did this or you did that, or is that what you guys teaching there? Oh, that's a cult. Look at what you guys are doing. No, that's not us. That's the thing, man. You don't pay attention to that. You don't pay attention to how we stay separate from everybody else.
Right.
And they let them have their unity camp. Let them get together. We don't give a damn. But in here, we gon' as for me and my people, we will sit. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. This right here, this sanctuary is completely holy, right? And even when brothers come in here, it's like, right? It's even when they come in here, they're not gonna leave with the same idea that they are still part of this. I don't know. Once you leave, you leave. You're not part of this family. You're a part of somebody else's. You're building another family or trying to, build another organization. Go ahead, do whatever you want to do out there. But I'm telling you, man, the only way to defeat our oppressor is to come together under one roof. And that's under Commander Jerry Hunter, man.
That's right.
Ain't no other father worthy enough to lead his children. We've tried it, we've seen it, we've heard what your father does, and that's not the right way to do it. That's not the right way to do things, man. Come on. Right? Give me Judith chapter 5, verse 20.
The book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Right. That this shall be their ruin. Keep going.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
And we shall what?
Overcome them.
Right. Man, look, I'm telling you, man, these heathens, they know how to plot on the children of Israel. They know how to plot on them. Right. That's how they knew how to, have us in slavery. Right. They found out, they looked up the records and they found out, oh, these are the children of God right here. Oh, you see those, you see these Aztecs, you see these natives. Oh man, imagine if we oppress them and we have them under our foot, man. We would have power. Now you oppress us, and now we fight for your wars, and now you win every war. You win every war with the code talkers. You win every war with every brother that went into your army, man. And we don't benefit off of any of those rewards, man. Any of those, and all those dubs that America got in every war, we didn't benefit off of that.
Right.
They did. Not only that, but they treated us horrible, right? Like Red Summer 1919. Like, how did they reward the soldiers coming back from a war? They came back to another war at their own home. That's how. How did they reward that sister, Vanessa Guillen, going into their military and training to fight for your people? They raped her and they murdered her. That's how. America cannot save you, man. America will never be your friend. Will never be your father. I know you're trying to look for a father, right? That's all our people ever try to do. Look for a father that can guide them, that can help them. But America is not the one, man. America cannot help you. You can't look up to these presidents and think that Joe Biden is gonna help you. Under Joe Biden's project, right, that is going down in the border, what was it, like 3 children that were boiled with hot water? They were burned with hot water. It's like, what was that?
I didn't hear about that.
We just read about that one.
Oh, you talking about the scriptures?
No. I'm talking about what Joe Biden did. Yeah, man, we just read that I believe the last scripture breakdown. The Officer of Fayette, right? What happened was that there's an article, I believe, that's going on in the border, right? That I believe there's a record of 3 children, right, that were burnt with boiling water, right? And when they took them to the emergency room, they threatened those children, right? Now, you must be a coward, especially to do that to a child. Why don't you do that to someone that can fight back? Right. Why won't you do that to someone who can fight back? Right? But you're not about that, right? You're not about that. Why? Because you a coward, man. And that's how America has built this nation. Then you know how they say the land of the home and it's like the home of the brave and the land of the free. Ain't nothing brave about America. America has dropped bombs from miles away, but doesn't go over there and fight with them. Doesn't stand America is a coward. Man, America's gonna fall when Christ returns, man. America's gonna burn in the third world nuclear in the third world war. Right? Keep going. It's like read that again from the top.
Judah, the book of Judah, chapter 5, and verse 21. What's it like? Verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Verse 21.
Right.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by,
Right.
lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Right. Look, first he said, look, if they sinned against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. Meaning, let us go up and let's overcome them. Let's go up, let's go over there and destroy them. And you know what? And we'll overcome them. Why? Because they sinned against them, against their God. Right? Now, what is he saying? Like even the heathens know that when the Most High is not with us, we're weak. But when the Most High is with us, man, not even the greatest army can defeat us. You see America, their military power, their tanks, their warships, everything that they have, their weapons, their nuclear weapons. You know how many countries how many people they can destroy with just a press of a button. But you know how many armies you can destroy with just doing with the Most High, with just fearing the Most High, just to fear the Most High alone, and to do what the Most High says. That can destroy so many more nations. It's like so many more armies than what a press of a button can do. Having the Most High with you can destroy a whole army, right? Like he said, right? But if there be no iniquity in their nation, right? Meaning in Israel, let my Lord now pass by. Meaning, look, don't even test them. Don't even try it. Don't even test it. Right? Don't test them, because if you test them, if you try to fight them, guess what? Their Lord will defend them, right? Our God will defend us, right? And their God be for them, right? And our God be for us, right? Not for them. Meaning, if we sin against the Most High, guess what? The Most High is not gonna defend us from our enemies, but he's gonna let our enemies devour us, right? Is what he's saying. And we become a reproach before all the world, meaning just like how Egypt fell, right? Just like how there were songs, oh, the Lord God that freed, how they go again? The children that were brought out of the land of Egypt, right? It's like the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, right? Which was being said all throughout this earth, right? Oh, those are Israelites, man. Hey, watch out. That's the children of God. Hey, look. Hey, look, don't even look over there. Hey, I'm telling you, it's the children of God over there. That's their God just freed them from the land of Egypt. You know how long they were serving in there? You know what they gone through? And to be, ripped out of Pharaoh's hand. Man, this God is powerful. So don't even try him. Right? Give me 32 now. Right? Give me 32. Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 37.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 32, verse 37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries, whither I have driven them in my anger, and in my fury, and in my great and in great wrath. And I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely.
Dwell what?
Safely.
Keep going.
And they shall be my people, and I will be their God.
Right. Now, look, do we dwell safely in America? No, we don't. Now, do we? Do we dwell safely in these barrios, in these ghettos? No, right? We don't dwell safely in America, nor do we dwell safely in Haiti, nor do we dwell safely in Dominican Republic or in Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Venezuela. We don't dwell safely in Brazil. We don't dwell safely anywhere, man. Why? Because we're not the land that we're in, that's not our land, right? What did it say before? It says, whether I have driven them in my anger. These places that we're in, we're driven here because of the Lord's anger, because of what we did to get the Most High angry. We got the Most High angry by worshiping that Virgin Mary, by worshiping that white Jesus, that white Caesar Borgia, by worshiping, give me some more, Islam, that dumb rock, that wooden cross that cannot speak, by worshiping all these, idols, we have driven the Most High has driven us away, right? Removed us like the removing of an unclean woman, right? And he took us out of our own land, man. But how do you fix that? By turning your ways, right? By changing your ways and serving the Most High, right? Keep going.
Verse 38. And they shall be my people.
And they what?
They shall be my people.
Keep going.
And I will be their God.
And I will be their God. First of all, who's this talking about? It's talking about Israel, right? If you read verse 36, it says, and now therefore, thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, right? The God of Israel, like, come on, like, it just only makes sense, right? It's not too hard to understand this. Right? It's not too hard to grasp, right? Like, all throughout the scriptures, it's always going to be talking about the children of Israel, the children of Israel. Now, who are the children of Israel? Who are God's, who are the children that have been driven away from their own land? That's blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? 12 tribes, man. La raza, mi gente, mi familia, right? That's who has been driven away, man. Not these heathens, man. Not the so-called Jew. The Jewish man, he hasn't been driven away from his land. If anything, if the Most High was with him, why is there so much war going on in the Middle East? If the Most High is with him. If they are the children of God, why isn't the Most High with them? Right? Like, do you understand the logic in this? The Most High is not with anybody else but us, right? What is it? Amos 3:1? Out of all the families of this earth, only you have I known. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right? You believe what you want to believe, right? But at the end of the day, the Most High only loves Israel, his people. Right? Blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. You are God's chosen people, man. You're not what your oppressor has fed you, right? First of all, you're not a Christian, right? I know most of us want to go take our nationality through claim our nationality through religion, right? Your religion doesn't claim who you are, right? But your seed, the father, who your father is, does, right? And your father matters, right? Who your father is does matter, right? Keep going.
Verse 39. And I will give them one heart.
And give them one mind, right? One mind. Keep going.
And one way.
And one way. One way to what? One way to serve the Most High. How do you serve the Most High? Keep going.
That they may fear me
right.
forever.
That you may fear him forever. That we may fear him forever. Right? That's how you serve the Most High. If we fear the Most High, we serve him forever. Keep going.
For the good of them and of their children after them.
Right. For your benefit and for your children, for your house. That's how you serve the Most High. You fear him, right? You do what you are told to do. You hear these stories, man. Give me, look, Slakia, if I could just give me second, Slakia. Give me Exodus chapter 15, give me verse 3. Con. Give me verse 3, I believe. Con.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
The what?
The Lord is a man of war.
Keep going.
The Lord is his name.
The Lord is his name. This is a song, first, right? This is a song that we sing to the Most High. Right? This is not something that now that doesn't sound like Jesus loves me. He's in my heart. He's in, this is not something that was beat with a tambourine. No, this is something we cried. This is something we sang to the Most High. The Most High is a man of war. Skip down to verse 3. Verse 6.
Verse 6. Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power.
Right.
Thy right hand, O Lord, have dashed in pieces the enemy.
Man, the enemy, right? And that's, imagine, just listen to, if you actually had any knowledge of the Bible, the Most High is something to fear with, man. Don't. That's why that's one of the things that I have, against the Christians, that they just make the Most High to be so soft, so weak, like a mother, so nurturing. Yes, the Most High is merciful, but best believe you must fear the Most High, your Father, right? The Most High is merciful, but don't ever get it twisted. Don't ever let it slip your mind and think, well, he'll forgive me for this one. Nah, don't think like that. Don't ever think like that. Ever. The Most High is something to fear, man. Don't fear him that can kill the body, but fear him that can kill both body and spirit in hell. Now look, the Most High can put you in a condition far worse than you in right now. You believe you only have one demon? Man, you come in here and leave, you're going to leave with what? 7 more demons, more greater than that you had. Right? Keep, actually, let's go back. Time. Verse 40.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 32 and verse 40. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them.
A what?
An everlasting covenant with them.
Everlasting covenant. Right. Keep going.
That I will not turn away from them
to
do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me.
Right.
Yea, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly, with my whole heart and with my whole soul.
Right.
For thus saith the Most High, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them.
Right. Like this, look, just like how the Most High has, made a promise to us, we have to keep the same end of our deal. We got to fear the Most High and serve him. Right? We're not gonna. How are we gonna be with the Most High if we're not keeping the same end of the deal, right? Then you just breaking the covenant, right? You trying to eat pork, you trying to trying to eat pork, or you're trying to celebrate your mother's birthday. How you gonna win this revolution with that mentality, being weak? How you gonna fight? How you gonna win this revolution? Wanting to celebrate birthdays, wanting to celebrate, Christmas, wanting to celebrate Thanksgiving, wanting to celebrate your quinceañera, wanting to celebrate your cousin's quinceañera. I heard men are, which is the gayest thing, so like the most weakest thing I have ever seen. Men having, I think they call them quinceañeros, which is more, man. That is, you soft, man. You soft. Like that is that's just weird. So like it. That's all I can say. That's just weird. I never heard. I never even. I've seen it. I've heard of it. I was just like, what in the world is that? I think the more like thank thank God my family ain't into that. None of my uncles would approve of any of that. Like that. First of all, anyways, that is some weird slacking. But anyways, how you gonna win? How you gonna have that that fire in you when you're too distracted with all those things that America's giving you, all these gifts, right? You're not focusing. You're not focused. You're not sober minded, right? You're not thinking clearly. What you're thinking of is yourself, your flesh. You feeding too much to your flesh, but not your spirit. Right. You don't have that war mentality. You know what you have? You have desire. You have weak. You're weak in the flesh. You're like a slave to your iniquity, right? You're like that crackhead that will do anything for just that crack. Same thing for that birthday gift, for that Christmas gift, right? Go ahead, Kabadama. So like you had your hand up.
Okay. Sir, I'm listening. Sir.
Okay, come on. Like I said, how you gonna fight that? How you gonna fight that war? Right? Give me Romans 9:13.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Jacob have I what?
Loved.
Jacob have I loved. Who's Jacob? Who's Jacob? Go ahead, Kabadama.
Sir. Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 children, the 12 lost tribes of Israel.
I would say Khan, right? Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes, right? Jacob, it was who the covenant was given to, right? Jacob is the father of Israel, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? Keep going.
But Esau have I hated.
But what?
Esau have I hated.
But Esau have I hated, right? Now, this is like one of those things, man. It's like you see how the oppressor shows you love, right? See how much he hates you. You see how he's riding on horses and trying to whip you, like it's the sixth, like slavery, like we still in slavery, which we are, right? But he's trying to make a demonstration to you that this is who you are and this is who you will ever be, right? Which is all he ever does. It shows his power, his mighty, his power, right? Every single time he can, whether it be a camera around or not, doesn't matter. He knows they're filming. He knows there's a camera in the room, He knows he has a camera on his chest, but yet he's still gonna choke you. But yet he's still gonna shoot you. He's gonna prove to you that what? That he has power in his hand. And guess what? And you don't. And you don't. And you know what? You're losing the revolution. You're losing the war. Why? Because you come to them for what? For help. Give me that Lamentations. But hold that Kabbalah, all right? But you look for their help, but yet you don't gather with your own people, right? You look for their courtesy, but you don't look for your brothers. You don't look to help your own brother, right? Go ahead, Parag.
So we found this in the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help.
Our eyes, right? Your eyes has yet failed. It's like, read that again.
As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help.
Right. Your eyes, right, have failed for a help that is really not there. That hope that you pray to every single time. There's every 4 years, right? Sometimes 8, right? Or 6, right? Every year, every so when there's an election going, you pray for that help. You go to these rallies, you go to these, what is that one brother that was in Arizona, I believe. There was a brother that was in Arizona that got punched in the face by a so-called an Edomite, right? A so-called white man. He got punched in the face as he was coming down, or going up. The white man came out of nowhere. He was like, "Wow," just like snuck one in there. And you in these rallies thinking that you can change the mood or change the minds of the oppressor, but the Most High said, "Who can change that which I have made crooked?" Right? Go ahead.
One of my favorite quotes from General Muhammad is, "I'm not in this business to change the minds of white people. I'm in the business of changing the minds of the people that are killed by white people."
Right. Which is my brothers.
Right.
Right. My brothers. Right. Mi carnales. Me, my brothers in the flesh. And that's who we go out to help, man. But you want to help these? The oppressor, the most subtle beast of the field. This is who you want to help. You want to help a dog. You want to help this serpent. You want to help this dog, man. Really. He has no morals. He has no boundaries. He has no, you can't draw a line with this animal, man. He cannot help you. Right? Who else has seen that video? This happened a while back, right? I believe 4 years ago or so, right? Like I want to say somewhere around 2016 or so, where there's a brother that goes up to a Nazi and hugs him. The Nazi is just like, the Nazi is just like that. Like, I don't even want to hug you, but he's like, "Nah, come on, man. Like, just come here, like hug, and hugs him. Like trying to make an example, right? But yeah, even after that, look at what has happened. Look at what happened. Look at what Dylan did. Look at what Abergai did. Look at what look at what happened to Botham Jean, George Floyd. Look at what happened to our people. You trying to change their minds, but yet our brothers are still, falling in the hands of these devils. Go ahead, Badman.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the brother you were speaking on that got sucker punched by the Edomite. His name is Raheem Jones.
Raheem
he got a sucker punch, sir. Not only did the Edomite get away with it, but Raheem Jones, the brother, was the one that got arrested.
And that's crazy that you say that too. Like even when the odds are against you, you still want to forgive them. Like, cause when they went to court, he hugged that white man. He hugged him. Like if you go into it, if there's a video of him, it's just like, I felt bad, but because he got I guess he did press charges, but I guess the white man was crying and this and that. It was an old man. He was crying. He's like, I felt bad, but I just felt like I had to give him a hug, but he had a, I forget what he said. He said something like that he felt bad, and it's the same thing. It's the same story over and over, just like Amber Geiger, right? Amber Geiger shot this brother, not punched him. She shot the brother, not in a crowd where it was open, right? But in his own home, in his own living room, he shot the brother. And what does his family do? They forgive her. I mean, I believe the mother didn't forgive her, but the brother, which is the most Uncle Tom Coon, sellout that there can ever be, you know, forgave that woman. Not only, but what almost teared up. I mean, you could hear it. He's like, "Whoa. Can I just give her a hug? Can I just give her a hug, please? Can I please give her a hug? It might be the last time I ever give a white woman a hug. And can I just take this chance? Right? Which is so disgusting, man. So disgusting, right? And that men like those, man, slack it. They don't- slack it. Look, there's gonna be a place for them in Chesterton. Go ahead.
Sir. And then don't forget, Judge Tammy Kemp came down off her bench, which she should have never done because it's unprofessional, and then singled Amber Geiger out, the convicted murderer, who's guilty of a hate crime. She just convicted and sentenced, and gave her Bible, her own personal Bible.
Not only that, but just felt bad for it. Like everybody was feeling more sorry for convicting this white woman rather than the life of a brother. Your own brother just died, right? It just shows too. Like I remember that I hearing stories that jury, right, that judge is it's like, yeah, that judge is known for convicting his brothers more than white people. Like, come on, like the one time that you could have shown, right? The one time that you could actually prove yourself, you proved to be a traitor to your own people. It just shows, there's no love for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America. You can't love, you can't serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other. You can't love the oppressor and still love the Most High, man. You can't love the oppressor and love your own people, right? It just doesn't come together, right? Now get me or somebody. You still have more on that?
Con, yeah, okay.
Kind of go ahead.
Second half of 17, Lamentations 4 and 17. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We have watched for a nation that cannot save us. Look, we're constantly watching. We're constantly waiting. We're waiting every 4 years. We're waiting every 4 years. We're waiting every 2 years. We're waiting tonight. We're waiting for another 20 years, another 40 years, another month, another day, right? We're gonna constantly be waiting. We are constantly waiting for a nation that cannot save you, man. Like, what more? Like, how? What do it? Like, like, do I gotta put this in like subtitles or something? Like, you cannot be friends. So like, you cannot be with the enemy. You cannot be with the oppressor and think that you're gonna live any longer, man. You can't be saved by the oppressor, man. The oppressor has no intentions of saving you. I mean, How do you think he got this? He claims he got this, this land, he claims that he got power by manifest destiny. He claims that he got power, he got this land, this is his. Nobody claimed it, right? And like there was nobody here, there wasn't children, right? So he had to what? He had to make a Indian Removal Act, right? He had to set the children of Gad, right? The Native Americans through a trail of tears, and anybody who would back up the line, guess what? They'll be killed. They'll be put to death. They'll grab the child by the ankle and smash them against the rocks, against the trees, anything that was nearby, and tell them, look, you got no time to cry. Keep moving. Keep moving. I know the sister was talking to me about that too. It's like, look, we didn't even have time to mourn for our brothers, for our sisters. It's just, there was just, you gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving. Like pushing us. Like, I'm telling you, man, this, like, America needs to burn, man. America needs to burn. And our people need to come together, man, and love one another. Have more compassion for one another, man. Because the oppressor will not show you no compassion, won't show you no mercy. But guess what? The God of Israel, your God, the God of this Bible, will show you mercy. All you got to do is fear him and hate your enemy. Separate yourself from your enemy. Separate yourself from the oppressor and fear the Most High. And with that, I pass the class over to priest and officer Farad.
These are ISUPK security announcements with ISUPK. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. These are the rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world, and if they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which that brother and sister will court each other, and after that 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. The word tithes means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of any penny, every penny of any increase the Most High gives you, give it to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. Priest funds, which are free will offerings for the priest, they are separate from tithes and they are not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Next Tuesday, we'll be closing out the If you have not already, leave a review for the school. Another thing, anybody that's watching this video, Facebook or YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube page, all right? Not only do we go live from there, but we also upload clips off of there. So we'll have some clips already. If you go to our YouTube page right now, ISUPK Arizona, we'll have clips from Commander General Yohana, from General Mahaiman, right? Just good clips that you might want to take and, save to your saved videos on YouTube. A lot of educational stuff on there. So make sure you follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube. Also, if you've not already, leave a review for the school. If you come into the physical school, make sure that you are GPSing the school's location to boost our stats on Google. And if anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, make sure you start wearing all black. That includes black boots, black shirt, black pants, and black headband and scarf. And with that, we'll give the teacher a courtesy salute. Which means to stand. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak Atam.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Atam.
Yahweh Matam.